She used to wash dishes just to survive. He treated her like a maid, like her dreams meant nothing. But then, one night, everything changed. The lights went dark, and she made a decision no one expected. This is not just a story of pain or betrayal. It's a story of courage, of fire, of a girl who was broken, but refused to stay down. Stay with me until the end, because someone will come back begging for her love, and someone else will be left in regret forever. Kayla worked as a dishwasher and sometimes helped as a waitress in a small restaurant at the edge of the city. One day before opening time, she was sitting with the other girls, drinking tea and chatting. One of them, a girl named Bella, asked her why she didn't try to find another job. But Kayla replied that she liked it there. The restaurant was far from the city, so no one she knew would see her, and guests never came into the dishwashing area. She wanted to stay hidden for a while and rest. Kayla had run away from home. Her parents didn't support her dreams, and she had just gone through a painful breakup. Bella, the youngest waitress, said she could never keep quiet like Kayla. She would have asked, "What's going on?" Kayla smiled sadly and said she had seen everything with her own eyes. She had caught her boyfriend hugging another woman, and the woman was wearing almost nothing. The other girls got angry and said they would have hit him, but Kayla said it wasn't worth going to jail for a man like that. She told them that it was okay, that she was not the first girl this had happened to. She believed everything in life happens for a reason. Kayla used a phrase, "You have to cut your coat according to your cloth," which meant living according to your means. The girls didn't understand the saying, but Kayla didn't explain. Her life had always been difficult. She came from a very poor family on the edge of the city. Her parents and grandmother had worked at a rubber factory, and they lived a hard life. Kayla always wanted something better. She hated wearing the same dress every year for school events. She wore secondhand shoes from a neighbor. She read books, studied hard, and wanted to escape that life. But her parents didn't believe in her dreams. Her father and mother would laugh and tell her that no one from their area ever got those good jobs. They told her to stop thinking about silly things. Her father said people like her, poor and from the outskirts, could never succeed. Kayla felt hurt, but kept quiet. She didn't understand why her parents never supported her. Her mother slammed the door, and her father thought she was just a foolish girl. Kayla cried quietly and went back to reading her books. Her grandmother, however, was kind and loving. When things got too hard, they sang songs together. Her grandmother had a beautiful voice and knew old songs that no one else remembered. Kayla read that this singing style was rare and very special. Later, Kayla went to a technical school in the city. Her parents didn't want her to go, but she convinced them. They had a deal. She wouldn't go to an institute, but at least she could go to a technical school. That's when she met Ryan. He had come to pick up a friend, but saw Kayla and tried to offer her a ride. At first she said no, but he came back the next day just to see her again. Slowly, Kayla fell in love with him. He lived in the city center, had a nice car, and gave her gifts. Ryan made her feel special. She dreamed about marrying him and having a happy life. One day he gave her the keys to his apartment. Kayla felt like the queen of the house. She was so proud and excited. But Ryan never respected her family. When he came to her house, He didn't even come inside. He said he would wait in the car. Kayla didn't think it was a big deal, but her father was angry. He asked, "Too good for us, is he?" Kayla tried to defend Ryan, but her father didn't listen. She thought her parents were just negative people who didn't want to see her happy. But one day, everything changed. Kayla came home early and heard a woman's voice coming from the bedroom. She knew something was wrong. She walked in and saw Ryan with another woman. She was heartbroken. The woman even joked, saying Ryan would lose his free maid if Kayla found out. Ryan laughed and said Kayla was too blind to see anything. Kayla couldn't believe what she was hearing. She ran away, crying and feeling broken. When she got home, she fell on the bed and didn't move. Her father walked in and said harsh words again. He told her that Ryan never really saw her as an equal. Kayla was upset and asked why her father never supported her. He just said, "We all live like this. What's wrong with that?" Kayla decided she couldn't stay there anymore. She grabbed her bag and told her grandmother she was leaving. She didn't know where she would go, but anywhere was better than this. Her grandmother gave her some money. It was the money she had saved for her funeral, but she told Kayla, "They won't just leave me lying there, you know." Her mother cried too, asking her not to leave so quickly. But Kayla said it wasn't about Ryan anymore. She just couldn't stay in a place with no hope. She left for the city and found work right away at the restaurant. She rented a small room and decided to stay quiet for a while. She didn't want Ryan to find her. Things were fine until the restaurant owner started paying too much attention to her. One evening, he brought in a man who claimed he could sing. But this man, a friend of the owner, drank too much before getting on stage. Kayla told him not to drink strong alcohol before singing, but he got angry. He yelled at her, saying she had no right to speak. Kayla stayed quiet and walked away, but she knew trouble was coming. The man went on stage and sang terribly. The guests were unhappy, and the owner got angry. The singer blamed Kayla, saying she made him nervous. The owner screamed at him and then came to Kayla. He told her to go on stage and entertain the guests. Kayla was scared, but had no choice. She walked to the hall, took off her gloves and apron, and stood near the musicians. The musicians were confused. One asked her if she could really sing the song she wanted. She smiled and said they should try. They started playing slowly. Kayla didn't sing in the middle of the stage at first. She began singing quietly next to the musicians. Slowly, the room went silent. Everyone turned toward the stage. Her voice grew stronger and more beautiful with each note. The guests stopped eating, stood up, and moved closer to listen. The owner was shocked. He had never heard such a voice before. Even the waitresses were frozen in surprise. The man who had failed earlier got jealous. He tried to insult Kayla, but even the owner's friend shouted at him. He told him to leave, and even said he now owed the restaurant money. The man left angrily, shaking his fist at Kayla. She didn't even notice him. She kept singing and gave the best performance of her life. That night, many people came up to her with offers to perform elsewhere. The restaurant owner apologized for everything. He said business always came first for him, but now he saw her talent. He offered her a permanent job and even a place to live. Kayla forgave him and accepted. Her life was finally starting to change, but something unexpected happened. One day, Ryan came to the restaurant with his new girlfriend. He didn't know Kayla worked there. He made rude comments, saying the place looked like a dump. But his girlfriend told him this was now the most popular and expensive restaurant in the city. People had to book a month in advance just to get a table. Ryan didn't understand why until he heard the singing. He looked at the stage and was shocked. It was Kayla. He couldn't believe it. The girl he had used like a maid was now the star of the most famous restaurant in the city. As Kayla finished singing, her boyfriend Mason told her he had a surprise. She smiled. They had been together for 2 months and were already planning to get married. Kayla finally felt real love that gave as much as it received. When she turned, she saw her family standing near the stage. Her father held a huge bouquet of flowers and was crying. He told her he was sorry. He had finally seen how amazing she was. He asked for her forgiveness, and Kayla hugged them all. She was happy they came. But suddenly, another person walked up. It was Ryan. He tried to act sweet, saying he had been looking for her and that he still loved her. Kayla asked about his girlfriend, but he said he didn't care about her. He expected Kayla to forgive him. But Mason stepped in and asked, "Is this the same Ryan who wanted free help at home?" Ryan got angry and told Mason to stay out of it. But Mason punched him so hard he flew across the room. Everyone in the hall gasped. Mason told Ryan never to call Kayla his girl again. A month later, Kayla and Mason had a beautiful wedding right in that same restaurant. The owner paid for everything, and a year later, Kayla became a mother. Her dreams had come true. She had love, family, and respect, and she had built her life all on her own. She gave everything, and they left her with nothing. But she didn't break. She turned her pain into power. If her journey moved you, tap the like button, subscribe for more emotional stories, and let us know in the comments. Would you forgive, or would you walk away forever?